welcome. Very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on Mirror Now. I'm Afrida Rahman Ali. We have some breaking news coming in from the national capital. Delhi High Court has slammed the centre once again over the ongoing oxygen crisis in the national capital despite the Supreme Court order. Centre assures Delhi will have a fair amount of oxygen by this evening. This after the High Court said that not supplying oxygen will be considered contempt of court. All right, so once again, the Delhi High Court has intervened, slamming the centre for the current crisis witnessed in the national capital. Remember, 2 hospitals have again flashed SOS messages saying they have just about 3 hours of oxygen supply left and they need an immediate replenishment. Now, of course, the centre has assured that by this evening, Delhi will get a fresh supply of oxygen. Let me go across to Neelashish, who has more information on this. Neelashish, we are getting information that 433 metric tons of oxygen is committed, that the supply will arrive by midnight. Now, what is the current crisis, the level of shortage, and what is the kind of supply that is coming in to address that shortage?
Well, yes, let's not forget that the Supreme Court had ordered the entire allocated amount to be given to Delhi by the midnight of the 3rd of May. However, what the centre has apprised High Court of is that it was able to supply only 433 metric tons by midnight, and a further 307 metric tons have, as per the centre's submissions, been supplied by 8:15 this morning. So what the centre is saying in the High Court is that there should be sufficient oxygen for Delhi by this evening. That's an assurance in a way that was given. However, the High Court did take exception to this. It was said that as per the Supreme Court orders, you were supposed to deliver the amount that was required. And the Delhi Government Council also raised this issue, saying that people are dying at this situation. You are at least supposed to give us 590 per day, 590 metric tons, but you are hovering close to 420 to 430 metric tons. This is something this situation is something that is not conducive because people are dying. Now, of course, the Central Council, in fact, the ASG, Chetan Sharma, tried to downplay this a little bit and said that let's not get into rhetorics about people are dying in this situation. Having heard that submission, the High Court pulled him up, came down quite heavily on the Central Council, saying that this is an insensitive thing to say at this point. The fact remains that it is not a rhetoric and people are in fact dying in the national capital. You may be closing your eyes to this, but we are not blind. We must do something about this. This hearing at this point will continue in a while, where the centre will seek instructions and come back to the High Court regarding the manner in which the deployment of the army could be possible in terms of setting up more facilities.
Yes, absolutely. Interesting exchange of words where the centre asked the Delhi government not to get emotional, whereas the Supreme Court says it is indeed a matter to get emotional. People are dying, gasping for breath. That's the reality in the national capital of this country. And the High Court of Delhi has now intervened once again, saying that immediate supplies to address the current shortages must be made so that lives can be saved. Neelashish, thanks for joining us.